Okay, welcome to week 2 of the Accounting 241 Accounting Concepts course. I have the seminar folder open here for week 2. Just going to take a couple of minutes talking about what's going on here in this particular week. We have one chapter to deal with here, chapter 10, and this starts us back into the financial accounting aspect of the course. The first week we dealt with the last two chapters from our managerial accounting piece. We're now going to get back into the financial accounting side. And as we go forward in this class, there's not too many things that we're going to be introduced to that are absolutely brand new. They're concepts or words that you have not heard before. You would have ran across a lot of this stuff in Accounting 121. We're just going to go a little bit deeper as we start your first big push into financial accounting and that profession, what that's all about. So in this particular chapter, we're actually going to cover bonds. You've heard about bonds before. Bonds are just long-term debt. And there's two ways that a corporation can finance itself when it needs additional cash for expansion or anything like that. And one of them is to sell more stock. There's pros and cons to that method. And the other one is to issue bonds, and that's what this chapter is all about. It's about issuing bonds. How do you record them? It's about recording the accrued interest that happens along the way. Bonds pay interest every 6 months. As you would imagine, if a bond is issued on October 1st, then by the time you get to the end of the year and you have to do your books, you have October, November, and December. That interest is owed to somebody, but you're not going to actually pay until January, February, and March. You're actually going to pay 6 months later. So you have 3 months worth of accrued interest that you have to record at the end of that particular year. We're also going to talk about refunding. So a bond will be issued for a particular period of time, maybe 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 10 years, whatever it is. But the company does have the ability in many cases to refund the bond, or in other words, pay back the bondholders, those people that the company borrowed money from. You do have the ability to pay that back early. And what does that particular transaction look like? The concept of using debt to finance your company is known as leverage, and there's some issues with leverage. We're going to look at some of the ratios involving debt to equity, how much debt is too much, should you use debt, should you not use debt, that type of a thing. So it's just some things to think about as you're going through doing this homework. So the usual setup of the class: we have discussion exercises for Saturday. We have our problems for Tuesday, and there's two of them, 10-1 and 10-4. The discussion questions will get submitted, the exercises will get submitted to the discussion board, and the problems to the assignment link. There's also an additional assignment this week, just like there was in week 1 where you had the quiz, and this is an accounting cycle review. This is basically the first 4 chapters of Accounting 121. So it's the debits and the credits, it's the journalizing, the adjusting entries, making your statements, closing entries, that type of a thing. So there's a problem, and you would just access that problem right here. You just click on this underlined word that's linked, and there is an accounting cycle problem where you're going to do this, and it's going to show me kind of where you are on understanding. Do you still remember a lot of this stuff? Going forward, it's going to be important. So this is kind of like a double check along the way, and then we have our participation, which you guys have been doing a great job through the first week. So I don't have any issue there. Not going to spend a lot of time talking about that. But I will tell you, there's going to be a little time involved in doing this particular problem. So you're going to want to start working on that whenever you have some free time throughout this week. Do not wait till Wednesday to start this problem, because you will not be able to finish by midnight. I can promise you that. So again, if you have any questions on any of the material, post it out to the discussion board there so I can help you out. And remember, please talk to each other on the board about the exercises and about the problems. I encourage you guys to talk about it, to work together, to ask questions, help each other out when you can. And let's have a good week. Thanks.